Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Dunbar Snack Bar with MLB The Show 19 and the Chicago Cubs franchise. Really guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your guys' support as I chose the Cubs. This was always a very difficult thing for me in the past to be able to decide because I knew full well that there's 32 teams that I get a chance to be able to choose from. One team is like your favorite team, and it may not be the team that I choose, so I'm like 1-31 in picking what people end up wanting. And so there was a lot of people every single year just like, hey, why didn't you play as my team? What's wrong with my team? I don't like that team. So everybody was really supportive. Really, guys, thank you so much. So we're going to be playing the Atlanta Braves in this one, which is also a former franchise team on this channel. So it's kind of cool to be able to go back and see the two teams square off, especially being able to compare how the teams have evolved since I played as them last. I mean, obviously, both teams have got some players that are still on it, but fundamentally, it seems like a lot of players on both teams have really changed over the last few years. That, I guess, kind of makes sense, but it's still pretty surprising to me. Atlanta, obviously, we're playing in a new stadium, too, at least new to me. So I didn't play here when I was the Atlanta Braves previously, so that's kind of a new and unique experience here too, since we're now at SunTrust Park, as you can see right there. With this being game number 2 of this series, obviously we are very early on in the season, so it's hard to really be able to compare the two teams and how they're doing on this season, but it also kind of makes it fun because there really isn't anything to compare to, obviously, so you don't know exactly what you're going to expect in this matchup. So this will be cool to kind of relive even more past experiences. And I had thought about playing as the Braves again, but I think that was the most recent one that I was able to go through completely. And so I didn't want to necessarily do back-to-back there. I like being able to mix up the teams. Anyway, here we are in this second inning. Baez with the first hit of the game I was really behind on that swing, but it turns into a double. So I'll take that. It doesn't have to be perfect every single time or anything. What's important is I am now in scoring position. So this leaves it here for Contreras, who is at the plate, to also hit it into center field. Now I'm going to round third, come home. So we've got to run as that throw was way off. Contreras, RBI. So we're up 1-0 now. We'll try and see if we can expand on it here, but honestly, with him over at first base, it does make it kind of risky. I can't remember exactly how many outs. Yeah, there's 1 out. So we're looking at a potential double play possibility here as Kyle Schwarber is up at the plate. Never mind. Don't have to worry about it, as that wild pitch is what I'm guessing it's going to be called. We'll get him on over to second. Yeah, it was called the wild pitch. Not like it was a drop ball or pass ball or anything like that. Okay, ooh, bobbled it, but he'll still be able to get the throw over to first in time. So that'll go ahead and end the inning. Josh Donaldson, man. Former Oakland Athletic, Josh Donaldson. Anyway, here we are, bottom of the second. Obviously, still up 1-0, so it's not too much has happened here at all. But, yeah, so hopefully this schedule that I've got going will start to solidify a little bit more, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. Remember, Madden 20 is going to be something that's coming soon, and I'll play that one on Wednesdays and Sundays. So this will be primarily baseball. It's been fun to play the series that I have been playing. I don't want to go ahead and start implementing a ton at all. Like, I had a Road to the Show that was a pitcher too, in addition to the more recently announced Road to the Show of Dunbar Snack Bar. And I also had thought about doing a Diamond Dynasty, but adding those two series would take up quite a lot of time, because one of the things that I loved about the pitching Road to the Show is it did give me a lot of opportunities to be able to just talk to you guys about everything that's going on and connect with you in that way. But from an action perspective, for some people, there really isn't as much, and I might even put myself into that camp a little bit, because while it's cool to throw strikeouts and have some guy who's got just a ton of velocity, it is just half the game, the pitching component of it. Gosh, we're pretty lucky that Jason Hayward was able to get on base. That one dropped just in time to be able to get the base hit. Oh, man, I missed the days when he was like 76 or something and I could try and steal bases. It all depended on the delivery, of course, of the pitcher and how long they would take. And now here I am worrying about double plays. And that is the... Gosh, is that the second one that we've seen today? Anyway, I got to get the timing down. I feel like I'm still a little rusty when it comes to pitching or to hitting. Pitching is what I feel like I have down quite a bit here. But hitting, got to get the timing right, and then also just kind of factor in the trends. Here I go talking about that, but get a base hit right here. Now with Addison Russell up the plate, he's in today for kind of give people some rest. Draw the walk. It's always great highlight to be able to see that. It's another one of those ones that may not necessarily be exciting, but it is meaningful to be able to get that walk since it doesn't happen too much. I'd probably still swing at a lot more pitchers than I should. High fly ball into center field at the warning track. It will be caught. And just a little bit more, and we would have had the home run, produce an even bigger lead. But top of the fifth, we'll still get a chance to be able to do it here. 2 outs. Ben Zobrist with a hit into right center field. Just a little one. But it gets him on first. That's what matters most. If I can get a really solid hit, I could bring him home. Runners on first and second now. This one deep into center field. Also caught. So I'm starting to see a trend here a little bit. As soon as I go ahead and get somebody on base, I'm going to hit it into the outfield. It's going to be caught. Not going to be able to produce too much here as far as runs. Pitching has been relatively solid, I feel like, for the Braves in this one. The way that the way things have been going. I know I haven't been swinging at the best pitches, though, and like I said, my timing's a little off, but that's okay. Try to see if we can get another strikeout. Obviously got the least amount. One more pitch after this one. Everything's been working pretty well pitching. I know I said I needed some work with hitting, but pitching is there as if nothing left. Just kind of making sure I throw those fastballs inside as much as possible. Try to see if I can, jam him as he's trying to swing. But it's going to be the 5th strikeout for me here. Honestly, nice pitch. And I think I got the call on that one. That was pretty close, but I'll take it. Baez again. Good hit. That is going to bounce off of the warning track up to the wall. Tried to dive for it. Didn't work too well. Taking a risky trip to third. I am safe, so that is a triple for Javier Baez. Triples are my favorite, not going to lie. But this was not one that I was expecting to get. I was anticipating a double or maybe even a catch right there. Knowing that the way that the computer does some of their catches and how many opportunities they have to make those diving catches, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Man, this was kind of frustrating because after a strikeout and a high pop-up into the infield, not able to produce anything there. Is the final out goes towards the Braves. So no run is produced off of that Baez triple. Man, I really missed that one too. Maybe that wasn't me. Maybe that was an error that was committed. And maybe it was on me. I don't know. Anyway, gets a runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. Still got a lot of baseball ahead of us, but that one, good stop. At least that counts for something. It's not like I got the epic dive there at shortstop and was able to make the throw over to first. Those Sports Center top 10 type of plays. Someday I'll have to get it figured out. I'll have to go take a look, see if there's any tutorials on those types of sliding stops or throw in after you've made that. Or even just doing the dive, I guess, would be more important. But, man, getting hit right there, I feel like that's going to happen quite a bit Just anytime it goes back to the middle, always seems like my pitcher gets hit. And I can't tell you how many times in the past. Oh, no. Well, what was going to be an inning-ending throw on over to second, you see a run ends up coming home for the Braves. So now the game is all tied up at 1 run apiece. Come on, man, just get out of this one. Another one over to short. So the throw to first this time will be there in time for the out. So we'll be heading into the 7th inning. There is one bright spot to everything right now. At least we're out hitting the Braves, but damage is done in the 6th here. Vizcaino coming in for the Braves. So now that we've got a different relief pitcher, it'll be interesting to see how well I can get some hits off of him. But honestly, if he's just going to hit me like that, I don't need to really worry about any hits at all. I'll just go ahead and get on base. And honestly, this is a pretty good situation for me to be in. One of the things that I feel like it will be interesting to see if this happens is I'll still continue to swing at pitches that I really shouldn't whenever it's tied or I'm down. I mean, that situation right there where Zobrist just hit into the double play. Another one for the Braves in this one. I don't know if I probably would have made that swing either way. I mean, nothing was too crazy about it. I think the ball might have been out of the strike zone, on a second look there, but for the most part, it's the frequency of the times that I swing the bat when the game is tied or down is somewhat concerning. So we'll see if I can be a little bit more patient. I am aware of that with me just trying to hit out of everything. And so I'll try and kind of be a little bit smarter. But yeah, like I was saying, so I have the schedule for the channel set, and I'm interested to see now, since we've gone through almost a week of being back, what you guys think of everything, the quality and stuff like that too, and your guys' recommendations on what you would like to see. There's a few things I'm kind of floating around right now, particularly trying to maybe stream periodically. If I'm going ahead and playing a game to get ready for the franchise, maybe I show it to you guys in its entirety, as I'm going through and playing it. It would be later on at night, because the way that my schedule goes is I work, and then I got school, and then I try and do this, and my other YouTube channel also. So that is a lot to do, but a late night stream or something might be kind of cool. All right, 8th inning, here we go. This seems like we're going to be doing all right. But the problem is 2 outs is what I'm up against. So even though we were able to get Baez over to first, again, I just got to get that timing down. We'll get him over to first. I don't think we'll be able to bring him home, just because it's going to be 1 out and it's a single error. That was a good pitch to swing at, but whether it be timing or just slightly off where it was aiming, you saw that one was just a high fly ball that was easy for the Braves outfield to be able to get underneath and make that catch. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. This is the last chance for me to be able to get a run. All right, base hit in the right. Because, yeah, being the away team means home team will get a chance to get a walk-off. And I want to at least reduce that chance as much as possible with the run. But Bryant getting a good hit right there. Now we've got Jason Hayward up at the plate. We'll see if he can go ahead and bring him home. Gonna watch that one per tradition. That first pitch. Obviously trying to watch those ones as much as possible to drive up the pitch count. Oh yeah, it probably was not a pretty one to swing at with that one being high. Of course I'm aiming pretty low. Of course that's gonna be a quick pop-up. That's another thing I think I'll have to work on too, is just, if it's like an 0-1 count, I'm aiming low, even if it's high in the strike zone. The smart thing to do is just to let it go. Wait for a pitch. It's going to be more aligned with what you want. Ooh, another hit for the Braves here in the bottom of the 9th. Or this time, I should say, at the bottom of the 9th. Okay, so their game-winning run is on first. Now, luckily, I've been able to get some outs. Haven't seen him advance at all, but this is going to go into right field. I'll make the stop. Not going to try and go over to third, it looks like. I was hoping he was going to try and go for it. Do something risky and daring. It might just go my way. Okay. Runners first and second now. Winning run on second. Any base hit for the most part. Gonna go ahead and bring him home. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking about. So if Duvall, as you can see right there, he get maybe a good jump, or really able to exploit a base hit, this will be over. So I'm feeling pretty tense at this point, knowing that this game could end in just a moment here. Got me on edge, and that's one of the things that's driving this 3-0 count. Wonder if he's going to swing at this one. I'm obviously going for something in the strike zone, pretty close to dead center right there. Got to make sure I get that strike. I guess I should take a look to see who's next in the lineup. Might be worth, walking him here, but I'm gonna go for it. I mean, it's not like he's, at risk of driving every pitch that I have out of the ballpark or anything. Ooh, dive for it. One day I'll get the diving down. Half the reason why I dive isn't necessarily going for it, but just the awesome animation of the dive. But I think that really increases your chance of getting hurt when you do it, so I'll be kicking my own butt. Anyway, strikeout here in the bottom of the ninth to end it, which means we are going to extra innings. This will be the first time in MLB The Show 19 that I've gone into extra innings, not really expecting too much of anything, but 10th and 11th innings saw nothing happen at all. So here we are in the 12th inning, top of the 12th. Good hit. That's going to go into the back corner almost. So I'll get a double out of it. Runner in scoring position now with no outs. This is what I like to see. So I'll have to just kind of hit smart here for the rest of this inning. Just try and bring at least one run home, because then I'll bring in Morrow to get the save and try and get us out of this crazy pickle. But Hayward, not necessarily the best hit. It advances runner on over to third. So even though Hayward didn't get on base, I feel like he did his part, because now we've just got one out, really. So here's what I can do. I have an itch to do something that I haven't done in a very, very long time. We're going to go for it here anyway. Okay, on the pitch. I'm going to go ahead and lay down the bunt, squeeze play, and that's going to work out perfectly. So he's out at first, but the run comes home, and now you can see we are at 2-1. Pretty risky right there, going with the suicide squeeze. But I was feeling pretty lucky right there, having not done it in a while, and that being one of my favorite go-to types of situations is where you can lay down the bunt. On a suicide squeeze, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. All right, that is going to end the 12th, or the top of the 12th anyway. So we've got to go through the bottom of the 12th to see if we can get the win. 11 hits versus their 6. It's a pretty decent hitting discrepancy there. Maybe not discrepancy is the right word. Anyway, I think you guys know what I'm getting at. All right, so we're going to try and go for the save here. That one save was on opening day. Let's see if we can get another one. Josh Donaldson coming up. 0 for 4. Hasn't necessarily been the best. It'd be interesting to see how his overall has changed over time. Because Gosh, I don't feel like it's been a long time since I've played it, but it seems like all the players that I used to play as, and again, this makes sense, really regressed in a lot of their attributes and stuff that, I kind of utilized them for. All right, 0-2 count. This is perfect. I've got him right where I want him. He can throw something pretty nasty. He'll land out of the strike zone. Maybe he'll try and chase it. It's worth a shot. Got some pretty good health. The slider does it. Perfect. Okay, so that's one down now. We've got 2 more. And then this game will be over, and it'll be a Cubs victory. I feel like I need to get like Harry Carey soundboard or something. All right, right back to him. Easy play to first. I'm glad it wasn't a line drive that could potentially hurt him. That would be devastating. For sure have to go to freeze. Let's see then. And this should end the game with that high fly ball. Not bad. Okay, so game number 2 out of the franchise is out of the way. More to come, of course, later on as we try and get through this before March. Try to post a couple of franchise games a week, a couple road to the show, and some Madden mixed in there on a few days too. Anyway, that's going to be it here. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. There's more to come later on, so like the video if you saw something in here that was cool. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to come back for more. If you want to support me and the work that I do, there is the link to Patreon in the description below. That's the best way to help me grow this channel. And then also the Discord. Would love to have you there on the Dunbar Snack Bar Discord. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, you guys have a good one.